Okay, lesson one. I want to continue on with some of the things we were working with last week. I really want to stress to you how important understanding your caged chord patterns and your caged arpeggio patterns over the scale patterns are. Again, so many people learn all their scales. They go crazy learning scales and modes and exotic stuff, and they just don't follow through with the caged stuff and the arpeggios and the chord tones. And it really shows in your playing when you do know this stuff, and it's very cool and it's very fun. All right. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that G-shaped chord that we started with last week. All right. Last week we did a G shape and we did a C shape. I'm going to combine the two now. I want to encourage you to play through them as a chord progression using both shapes. And so in my key of A that I'm going to start with here, the first chord, the A chord, the one chord will be here, okay? My D chord, played as a C shape, is right here. Now, you can fool around with these chord shapes if you want, but that's not the point of this lesson. You know, I mean, sometimes playing these chord shapes is pretty tricky, and it's not all that useful. But it's knowing where those arpeggio tones are that's really important. And again, I'm looking at this not so much from the standpoint of like sweep picking and metal arpeggios that just blaze like Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm just talking about really the much more important concept of knowing where your chord tones are within your scale patterns and everywhere on your fretboard. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that G shape, play some A riffs, then go over to the C shape for the D chord, and then slide up 2 frets for the E chord, and then come right back down into our G shape for the A chord. Okay, we might do it like this. So you see, I'm just playing riffs. I'm just having a little fun here. I'm just playing some easy stuff, noodling around, and I'm just going from that G shape up to the C shape, moving it around the neck a little bit, okay? Do this. Experiment with this. Play it all over the place. Try it in different keys. Get used to different fingerings. Find the riffs in each pattern. As I mentioned before, each pattern has its own unique riffs, okay? And again, I'm also playing this very pentatonic. You don't have to stick pentatonic. You can make diatonic stuff out of this as well, all right? But just to know that that pattern is there like that, okay? That's lesson one.